Picture this. You're cruising through the TSA line, latte in one hand, passport in the other, thinking, I'm basically a pro traveler now. Then, beep, your bag gets pulled aside. The agent raises an eyebrow like you've just packed a suspicious-looking pineapple. And now, you're the main character in your very own episode of Airport Failures, the 2025 edition. Trust me, I've been there more times than I'd like to admit. After 300 flights, I've learned exactly which airport mistakes get you flagged by TSA. And in 2025, with new rules, AI scanners, and tighter security, the margin for error is basically zero. Stick around, because mistake number 6? Yeah, it's one even frequent flyer screw-up. And if you want to dodge these travel headaches like a pro, hit that tap subscribe, and let's make sure your next trip doesn't start with a surprise bag check. The legendary 311 rule. It's 2025, folks. We've got self-driving cars, AI flight attendants, and Wi-Fi that almost works on planes, and yet someone, somewhere, is still standing in the TSA line arguing about their family-sized shampoo like it's a constitutional right. Here's the thing, 3.4 ounces, clear plastic bag, 1 quart-sized, that's it. Those are the commandments. And no, TSA doesn't care if your 12-ounce herbal essences bottle is only half full. It's not a Starbucks latte. They're not going to weigh it and say, ma'am, you've got a grande, not a venti, you're good. You'd think after 2 decades of this rule existing, people would finally get it. But no, every security line has that person digging through their carry-on while muttering, I always bring this lotion and nobody's ever said anything before. Meanwhile, everyone behind them is quietly calculating whether they'll make their flight, their connection, or their funeral at this point. I once watched a guy try to sweet-talk a TSA agent by saying, it's imported French shampoo, it's special. Guess what? That special shampoo took a one-way trip to the confiscation bin. And the guy walked away smelling like regret and recycled airport air. Here's a pro tip, don't be that person. Get yourself a set of travel-sized bottles. They're cheap, reusable, and they'll save you the walk of shame to the secondary inspection table. And for the love of your boarding group, use a clear pouch. So wants to see what you've packed. They're not playing a guessing game like, is this shampoo or is this a DIY kombucha starter? And hey, organizing your liquids properly is like wearing noise-canceling headphones. It tells everyone, this traveler knows what they're doing. You'll glide through security while the rookie next to you argues over whether toothpaste counts as a liquid. Spoiler, it does. Bonus, a neat, labeled bag makes you look like an absolute pro. TSA agents notice, and while it won't earn you free upgrades, it will save you from the soul-crushing humiliation of watching your Costco-sized lotion yeeted into the trash in front of a full audience of strangers. Moral of the story? Respect the 311 rule. It's not hard. Pack smart, pack small, and avoid turning your morning moisturizer into an airport casualty. Tech Jenga, the Olympic sport of modern air travel. You know the scene. You're in line, inching toward the conveyor belt of judgment, and the guy in front of you opens his carry-on. And it's like watching a tech store explode in real time. 3 laptops, 2 tablets, a Nintendo Switch, a drone controller, and enough cables to power the entire Las Vegas Strip. Yes, untangling cords like Indiana Jones deciphering ancient ruins, while the rest of us just want to make it to the gate before boarding group Z is called. And then it happens, the bag goes through the scanner and lights up like a Christmas tree. Beep, the TSA agent gives that look, the one that says, buddy, are you running a satellite command center out of this backpack? And now you all stuck in line while Derek, there's always a Derek, explains how, technically his Nintendo Switch is basically a calculator because it can do math. No, Derek, no, it's not. Here's the thing, these AI-powered scanners in 2025, they see everything. Every wire, every gadget, every random portable fan you swore you'd need, just in case. It looks suspicious. And suddenly your quick trip through security turns into a TED Talk on why you travel with 3 different power banks and a GoPro you haven't used since 2019. Want to avoid starring in your own TSA drama? Keep your electronics organized? Seriously. Get an easy access tech pouch or a backpack with a separate laptop sleeve. When it's your turn, Pull that laptop out like a pro. Place it gently in the bin and glide through like you've done this 1,000 times, because you have. Also, APSA for the gamers in the back. Stop trying to convince TSA that your Switch, Steam Deck, or whatever futuristic console you're packing is just a calculator. It's not. They know it. You know it. Let it go, and for the love of smooth boarding, untangle your cords. No one needs to watch you spend 5 minutes performing interpretive cable yoga while a line of impatient travelers breathes down your neck. Bottom line? Pack smarter. One laptop, one tablet, neat cables, and zero chaos. Save the tech circus for your destination, and let the rest of us get to our gates on time. Oh, the liquid drama. Every single time. There's always that one traveler in line who thinks they hacked the system by squeezing their entire family-sized bottle of Mere moisturizer into some suspicious little squeeze tube. They strut up to the belt with the confidence of a Bond villain, only to have their bag flagged faster than a TikTok trend. Here's the cold, hard truth: if your travel bottle looks like something Walter White whipped up in his RV, the AI-powered scanners in 2025 are going to light it up like a Christmas tree. These scanners don't take care that your serum costs more than your plane ticket if it looks like a liquid hazard. It's getting pulled for inspection. And let us talk about the people who think it's half empty is a valid excuse. Oh, it's only half full, so technically it's under the limit. No, Brenda. TSA agents are not here to do math equations or guess how many ounces you probably have left. It's over 3.4 ounces. It's going in the trash. Next passenger, please. One time, I saw a woman try to convince an agent that her glow serum was medically necessary. Ma'am, unless your dermatologist has prescribed that glittery goo for survival at 30,000 feet, it's not getting past that checkpoint. The agent confiscated it, and somewhere in the distance, you could hear the faint sound of $180 disappearing into a government bin. Here's the move, my friends. Invest in TSA-approved refillable bottles. They're cheap, reusable, and don't make you look like you trying to smuggle alien slime onto Flight 236 to Dallas. And for the love of all that is efficient, label them. TSA agents love a good label. Shampoo, conditioner, face wash, simple, clear, boring. It says I'm a responsible adult who packs with intention, and not I'm hiding mysterious unmarked goo in my toiletries bag. Because let me tell you, nothing earns you the side eye of doom faster than an unmarked, cloudy bottle of something. The second that thing comes out of your bag, everyone in line is suddenly looking at you like you re the main character in a Netflix crime docuseries. Bottom line, respect the liquid's rule, travel size, clear, labeled. Be the hero of your security lane, not the cautionary tale everyone whispers about while you watch your beloved Costco lotion get yeeted into oblivion. Yes, the just-in-case traveler, the one who packs like they prepping for a zombie apocalypse. Pocket knife? Check. Mini screwdriver? Check. A multi-tool with 17 different blades, a bottle opener, and possibly a small flamethrower? Double check. Then they hit TSA and suddenly it's, oh, I forgot that was in there. Sure, Brad. You just forgot you were carrying a folding knife that could double as a medieval jousting weapon. Totally believable. Here's the reality. These AI scanners in 2025 are smarter than your search history. They can see through fabric, detect metallic objects, and probably sense your deep shame the moment your bag gets yanked for secondary inspection. And when they pull out that Swiss Army knife you swear you needed for emergencies, everyone in line suddenly becomes an audience to your impromptu episode of Airport Confessions. I once saw a guy try to convince an agent that his mini crowbar was a keychain. Buddy, unless your keys unlock the gates of Mordor, you're not fooling anyone. And yes, the walk of shame from the conveyor belt to the inspection table is as humiliating as it sounds. The best part? TSA agents don't even get mad, they've seen it all. They just hold up your tool of choice, raise an eyebrow, and silently ask, "Do you really need this on your trip to Orlando, Karen?" Meanwhile, the line behind you is full of people wondering what other medieval weaponry you might have stuffed in that backpack. Here's how to not be that person. Double check every pocket before you pack. That secret zipper compartment in your carry-on? Check it. That side pocket in your backpack you haven't opened since 2017? Check that too. If you find anything sharp, shiny, or remotely stabby, leave it home. Because trust me, there is no version of reality where you want to stand there, sweating, while explaining why you thought a multi-tool with pliers and a mini saw was essential for a weekend trip to Miami. And remember this golden rule: if you wouldn't want to explain it to a TSA agent on camera, don't pack it. Your just-in-case survival gear can stay in the garage until the actual apocalypse. Travel light, travel safe. And save yourself the humiliation of having your Leatherman tool held up like contraband in front of 200 strangers. The airport fashionista. You know the type: layered necklaces, oversized hoops, 6 rings on each hand, a belt buckle the size of a small satellite, and a watch so heavy it could anchor a cruise ship. They strut into security like it's a runway show, and then beep. Suddenly, our bejeweled hero is standing there with their arms out, looking confused while the metal detector screams like it just saw a ghost. So agents roll their eyes, because congratulations, you've officially turned yourself into a one-person xylophone. I once saw a guy wearing so many chains he looked like a walking chandelier. When they ran the handheld scanner over him, it sounded like a car alarm at a Beyoncé concert. Meanwhile, the line behind him was collectively reconsidering every life choice that led them to be stuck in this slow-motion fashion meltdown. And let's not forget the belts. Oh, the belts. Why is it always someone in an airport with a spiky leather belt that looks like it belongs in a post-apocalyptic movie? Do you really need to look like a rock star while boarding a flight to Cleveland, Chad? Here's the thing. TSA doesn't care about your drip. They don't care that your rings are real gold or that your necklace is vintage Chanel. All they want is for you to walk through the scanner without setting off alarms that make everyone around you question their life decisions. Here's what to do instead. Keep it simple. Slip-on shoes, because wrestling with laces while a line forms behind you is a rookie mistake. Minimal jewelry, because 1 pair of earrings is chic, but 7 is chaos. And maybe, just maybe, leave the spiky belt and medieval metal accessories at home. Want to look stylish? Fine, but there's a difference between airport ready and auditioning for a hip-hop video in 2003, and trust me, no amount of swagger will make the wanding process less awkward when you're re-standing there like a metallic scarecrow. Bonus tip: pack the statement pieces in your carry-on. That way you can throw them on after security and still serve looks without becoming a walking alarm system. Moral of the story: TSA wants you in and out in 30 seconds, not 30 minutes. So travel light, sparkle later, and let the rest of us get to our gates without feeling like we re-stuck in a live jewelry commercial. The classic, "Oh, I forgot it was in there." The oldest line in the airport comedy routine. It's 2025, people. We have AI scanners that can practically tell if you realign based on your heartbeat. And yet, travelers everywhere are still showing up at TSA checkpoints with the confidence of a toddler hiding candy under a pillow. There you are, standing in line, clutching your latte, when suddenly the agent pulls out a 12-inch souvenir sword from your Japan layover. And you, with the most innocent face you can muster, say, "Oh, I forgot it was in there." Right, because swords just magically teleport into backpacks now. I once saw a woman try this with a giant water bottle, like jug-sized. The agent looked at her, looked at the bottle, then looked back at her like, "Ma'am, is this a hydration plan or an Olympic training regimen?" She mumbled something about just not thinking, while everyone in line silently judged her life choices. And let's not forget the lighters, the full-size hairspray cans, or my personal favorite, a guy who had an actual drill in his carry-on. Yes, a power drill, his excuse: "I forgot it was there." Sir, what kind of handyman job are you doing at 30,000 feet? Here's the thing, TSA agents have heard it all. They've heard every excuse, every variation of, "but it's just," and it wasn't a problem last time. To them, it's like a daily soap opera, days of our delayed flights. Want to avoid starring in your own episode? Empty your bag the night before? Take 5 minutes, pull everything out, and pack again with intention. Check every pocket, every compartment, and yes, that random zipper you haven't opened since 2019. You might just find that forgotten pocket knife, or that half-empty energy drink you swore you tossed. Because here's the reality: ignorance is not a strategy. Playing dumb won't get you through security any faster. It just earns you that long, humiliating walk to the secondary inspection table while everyone behind you sighs and checks their watches. So do yourself and everyone in line a favor. Triple check your bag before you head to the airport. That way, the only thing you'll be carrying through security is your dignity. And maybe a perfectly legal granola bar. Ah yes, carry-on size denial, the delusion that your giant suitcase on wheels is somehow technically a carry-on. It's 2025, folks. Airlines have cracked down harder than a reality TV judge during finals week. Those bins are smaller, the rules are tighter, and your "it always fits" bag? Yeah, it's about to be gate-checked faster than you can say, but I'm in boarding group too. Here's the scene. You're swaggering down the jet bridge, dragging a bag that could double as a studio apartment. You smile confidently, certain that you're about to glide through like you always do. Then you hit the door, and the gate agent, with that polite but dead-inside smile, says, "Sir, that bag will need to be checked." Cue the denial stage. No, it fits. It always fits. You try to jam it into the sizer, bending physics and the patience of everyone behind you. The wheels are hanging out, the zippers are crying for mercy, and the people in line are staring at you like you just brought a couch onto the plane. And don't get me started on the overhead bin struggle. You're shoving, twisting, ramming the bag in from every angle like you recompeting in an Olympic sport called baggage Tetris. Flight attendants are offering silent prayers, and that one guy in row 12 is live streaming your humiliation for his followers. Spoiler alert, you still lose, and your precious carry-on takes a one-way trip to the cargo hold. Here's the reality: airlines in 2025 have precise measurements for everything. Your bag is either compliant or ISNT. No amount of puppy eyes or polite begging is going to change that. And trust me, arguing with the gate agent isn't going to make them magically resize the bin. Want to avoid this walk of shame? Measure your bag before you pack. If it's even slightly over the limit, invest in a collapsible carry-on, or better yet, one of those nifty smart bags that somehow fit everything while still sliding into the overhead like butter. Bonus points if it has a built-in scale, because nothing screams pro traveler like casually saying, "Yep, 21.9 pounds, I'm good." Moral of the story, don't be that person. Pack smart, follow the rules. And let the rest of us board in peace, without the live demonstration of why physics and oversized luggage daunting mix. Ah, the homemade snack enthusiast, the traveler who thinks airport security will smile and nod at their Tupperware full of mystery food like it's the Great British Bake Off. Spoiler alert, TSA does not care that your hummus is organic. Brenda, to the AI scanners in 2025, your lovingly prepared lunch looks less like a snack and more like a biohazard experiment. Here's the scene. You, proudly strutting through the checkpoint with your carefully wrapped curry chicken wrap, maybe even double foil wrapped like a culinary. Fort knocks, and then beep, your bag is pulled aside. The officer opens it, sees the container, and suddenly you re-explaining to a very unimpressed TSA agent why your special family recipe smells like a spice market exploded. I once saw a guy bring a gallon-sized Ziploc full of spaghetti and meatballs. A gallon. The TSA agent didn't even flinch. Just sighed, looked at him, and said, "Sir?" "Why?" The man had no answer. Meanwhile, the line behind him was inhaling Oda tomato sauce and silently plotting his downfall. And don't get me started on hummus. Hummus in a container is basically a TSA Rorschach test. Is it hummus? Is it C4? Or is it a science experiment gone wrong? Either way, congratulations, you're getting flagged for secondary screening. And your dip is now Exhibit A. Want to avoid starring in airport kitchen nightmares? Stick to factory-sealed snacks. TSA loves a good clean granola bar, a bag of chips. Totally fine, a protein bar. Green light, go. But that homemade tuna salad you whipped up at 2A? Yeah, no, the scanners don't care that you used artisan mayo. And let's talk about liquid foods for a second. Soups, stews, and anything that jiggles when you poke it. Newsflash, if you need a spoon, it's probably getting tossed. Your grandma's famous chili might win awards at home, but at the airport, It's just unidentified liquid substance number 37. Here's the pro move.
Eat your homemade feast before you leave the house.
Then pack something safe for the flight, snacks and sealed packaging that won. Make TSA think you trying to smuggle an alien organism on board. Because nothing says awkward like standing in your socks, explaining your love for egg salad while your carefully packed Tupperware heads for the trash bin with zero chance of parole. The rookie mistake of the century, tossing your essential meds or medical devices into your checked luggage like they spare socks. Fast forward 3 hours, you're at 30,000 feet, and guess what? Your insulin, EpiPen, or CPAP machine is somewhere in the belly of the plane, chilling with a dozen suitcases and that one bag that's definitely full of unclaimed flip-flops. I once watched a guy mid-flight realize his inhaler was in his checked bag. He pressed the call button like it was a nuclear launch switch and whispered to the flight attendant, "I think I messed up. Ma'am, sir, whoever you are." Yes, you did. Now, instead of a calm, turbulence-free flight, you're starring in your own in-flight episode of Panic at 35,000 feet. Here's the golden rule of air travel in 2025. If it keeps you alive, it belongs in your carry-on. I don't care how neat your checked bag packing system is. Your meds and devices do not belong next to your sandals and that extra pair of jeans. You won T-wear, ever, and let us not forget the people who casually toss their cut machines into checked luggage like they repacking a toaster. Then, surprise! You land, your bag is missing, and now you're staring down a night without sleep, wondering if you should just MacGyver a solution with a vacuum cleaner hose and blind optimism. Here's what you do instead. Pack your meds and devices in your carry-on. Label everything like you're the CEO of organization. Pill bottles? Labeled EpiPen? Labeled even your emergency snack bars? Label them if you want. TSA loves a traveler who looks like they know what they're redoing. Pro tip, neatly organized meds sail through security faster than a frequent flyer in Group 1. TSA officers see your labeled, well-packed bag and think, a responsible adult, not, oh great, another mystery bag full of random objects. And here's the bonus, when your meds are in your personal bag, you don't have to spend the flight sweating bullets and praying your checked luggage didn't take a detour to Cleveland while you reheaded to Chicago. So repeat after me. If it beeps, saves, or breathes life into me, it rides up front. Your future self and your heart rate will thank you. I can smile my way through security, traveler, bless your optimistic little heart. You strut up to the TSA line, passport in hand, flashing that toothpaste commercial smile, fully convinced you're about to charm your way through faster than a celebrity in first class. Spoiler alert, you're not. Listen, TSA agents in 2025 have seen it all. They've seen honeymooners trying to flirt their way through with a wink. They've seen businessmen dropping, "I'm a frequent flyer," like it's some kind of magical boarding pass to the VIP lane of life. And they've seen the just super friendly guy who thinks small talk about the weather will make the X-ray machine forget about the suspicious looking power bank in his backpack. Newsflash, these agents have been standing in the same spot for 8 hours listening to the bloop bloop of bins sliding across rollers. Your charm isn't melting any scanners today, Romeo. I once watched a guy try to flirt his way out of a secondary bag check. He leaned on the counter, flashed his dimples, and said, "You look like someone who understands." The agent blinked, picked up his bag, and said, "Yeah, I understand this is coming with me." Boom, instant humiliation, and we all got to witness it for free. Here's the thing, being nice is great. Being polite is even better. But trying to flirt, brag, or joke with someone who spends their entire day confiscating oversized bottles of shampoo. Not a winning strategy? At best, you'll get a polite smile and a pointed finger toward the secondary screening area. At worst, you've just bought yourself an extra 5 minutes of awkward bag searching while the line of passengers behind you silently curses your existence. What you should do instead. Keep it simple. Smile politely. Answer questions clearly. If your bag gets flagged, don't act like you're auditioning for a rom-com. Just cooperate. Calm travelers move faster. And for the love of all things travel, don't try to be the funny guy. TSA humor is very selective. Your joke about smuggling snacks won't land, but it will earn you a blank stare that says, "I'm picturing the paperwork already." Bottom line, SA isn't impressed by charm, compliments, or your platinum reward status. Save the charisma for the flight attendant handing out pretzels. They'll actually appreciate it. The agents? They just want you through the scanner in under 30 seconds so they can get to their next. I forgot that was in their story. And there you have it, to 10 rookie mistakes that can turn what should have been a smooth, Instagram-worthy trip into a chaotic airport saga featuring you, a stressed-out TSA agent, and a supporting cast of annoyed travelers wondering why they're stuck behind you. Hear us the real deal. TSA ISNT out to ruin your vacation or audition for the role of villain in your travel story. They don't wake up thinking, whose moisturizer can I confiscate today? They just want to keep the skies safe and get you through that line without someone melting down because their souvenir snow globe didn't make the cut. The takeaway? The less suspicious you look, the faster you're sitting at your gate, sipping that $9 latte and eating a $12 airport muffin that tastes like cardboard but somehow feels like victory. And hey, no one ever regretted being the calm, prepared traveler. You know, the one who breezes through security like a pro while the rest of us are silently praying our belts don't set off alarms. Now, here's where you come in. I want to hear your TSA horror stories. Have you ever been flagged for something ridiculous? Maybe they swabbed your hands because your hand sanitizer looked too shiny. Or maybe you forgot about that pocket knife you bought in 2010 and found yourself starring in your very own episode of Border Patrol Domestic Edition. Drop your story in the comments. I promise I will read every single one and probably laugh with you. Or at you. But, you know, in a supportive way. And if you found this video helpful, or at least mildly entertaining, do the thing. Hit that subscribe button like it owes you money. Trust me, you don't want to miss what's coming next. 7 surprising items banned from flights in 2025, even if you flew last year. Because yes, the rules have changed again. And yes, you're probably breaking at least one of them right now. So pack smart, double check your bag, maybe measure that carry-on that always fits. And remember, the goal I send to just to make it through TSA to make it through with your dignity intact and your snacks still in your bag. Safe travels, my friends. May your flights be on time, your seats be upgraded, and your bags never end up in Cleveland when you're flying to Miami. See you in the next video. And until then, travel smart, travel light, and above all, don't be a Derek. Click here for my next video, because if you think this was bad, wait until you find out what's banned in 2025. Spoiler alert. Your snacks didn't even make the cut, and neither did Derek. And don't stop here. Click the next video to avoid packing mistakes that will get you flagged in 2025. And hey, hit that subscribe button so you never have to explain your mystery shampoo to TSA again.